from Steve Wax. The fulcrum of the Soft Wax project. The Soft Wax project is two things. It's a multimedia installation and performances in sound, and it's the loose collective of people who come together to present it. We've been developing the project for a couple of years now, and in midsummer of 2014 we were given the opportunity to present it at the Dilston Grove Gallery in Bermondsey, which is a really amazing space, housed in a deconsecrated church. So it seemed like an appropriate venue in which to put our first project to bed. At the themic heart of the Soft Wax installation is what we think of as the lost generation. The first post-war generation of Caribbean immigrants are associated with the Empire Windrush and were fairly well publicised. Their successors in the 1960s came at a time of race relations legislation and the civil rights movement in America, and again are fairly well publicised. But the experiences of the generation who languished in urban Britain in the 50s are largely forgotten. So they're our general focus, and more specifically we focus on the blues parties that they held mostly in their own homes, that brightened up their everyday lives and that were much looked forward to as the weekend came around. One of the physical focuses of the Soft Wax installation is a pile of 14 very old acetates that were found in a dusty old basement, and the music that they contained, which is largely American R&B that was played on the sound systems of the day. What we've discovered during the duration of this project is conveyed in a variety of different ways. The oral dimension is important to us, primarily because of the music contained on the acetates, and more broadly the American R&B, blues and jazz music that was popular back in the day. But also the acetates are important as a physical entity, and so's the equipment they're played on, which is vintage and appropriate to the period. As well as the installation, which is designed to give the feel of a Jamaican living room in which such parties would have taken place, we've always had a reference section. The reference section contains wall-mounted display units containing everything we found out in a written form, and also a wide variety of different books which people can relax and explore and pursue their own interests. But also, as the project's developed, quite a lot of artwork's been done around the themes explored in it, and this too is part of the display. And at Dilston Grove, for the first time, we had ample space for all the different dimensions of this project and the different senses that it appeals to. So it seemed like an appropriate way to sign it off. The art on the walls at Dilston Grove all grew out of this project, and every piece reflects it, but in different ways. Some pieces have got explicit relation to the project in general, such as the pictures of R&B and blues singers and the images derived from record sleeves at the time. But other pieces have a more tangential relevance to the project, such as Gree Gree Mama, which is sort of a meditation on the New Orleans R&B music that was hugely popular on Jamaican sound systems in the mid-50s, and the rhythms of which you can detect being mutated by Jamaican musicians into the distinctive shuffles of many bluebeat songs and the golden age of ska in the early and mid 1960s. Also, many of the collages explore the experiences of the slum dwellers in the late 50s and the Notting Hill riots. From the beginning, interaction and reminiscence were a key to this project. Partly the reminiscences of a handful of people who had vivid memories of attending blues dances back in the 1950s and of the importance of these events to cohesion in their community and making life that little bit more bearable. But also a high point of the whole project has been interacting with people who've come and spent time with us and gaining from their incredible knowledge in some cases of the music and their memories of growing up in different environments, such as a woman whose earliest memories were of growing up in a pub in Brixton where little neighbourhood social events were a regular weekly occurrence. Also, people have brought music to the project. And particularly important is Mr. Winston Marsh, who helped us make a film about his own memories.
Every so often, like once a month or once every couple of months, they'd kind of clear the living room and they'd have what became known as a blues thing, and people from like Brixton and other black people and some white people used to turn up, and the music was a bit calypso-ish to start with, because I think most of them was from that era. But then, as the years moved on, by the time I sort of got to about 12, and we'd moved, and I think we were then living in Nunhead, a road called Tresco Road, and it became much more bluesy.
To celebrate the end of the project and Midsummer's Day, we decided to have a special event and invited the Jamtone sound system and Jamaican singer Robert O'Dallas to come down and help us do that. I played a set in which I explored jazz, blues and R&B and followed tunes into ska and reggae. And then Darren came on with Robert to sing some modern tunes in a roots style, all in the amazing setting of Dilston Grove with its incredible acoustics.
Right.
The next project's going to be called the Deptford Dub Club, and it's going to take the concept forward 2 decades.